The second year textile students have been working all semester on a project where they've been exploring the beauty of diagrams, and they've been looking at the kind of exquisite elegance of the diagrammatic technique, and they've been thinking about ways that they can express this through their textile work. This part of the project, which is the show, asked the students to work collaboratively to put together a very professional, well-mounted, very well-presented exhibition. They were also asked to design the promotional material and to get the press here and get some coverage. But the work that we're looking at here is really like the spearhead, if you like, of some. It's like the shop window for the more commercial and more practical projects that they've also been undertaking.
We researched into sound frequency and sound waves, but we wanted to do it in a more exciting and more fun way. So we used bright colours and different coloured threads to represent the frequency and the waves. Just overall, we're really pleased with the outcome, because when you're first picturing it, you can't really see what it's going to look like, and then when you see it and you think, wow, and it really makes an impact. So it took a long time getting tangled into threads and all sorts. So.
I was given a word bar chart and I had to expand on that idea, and I sort of developed the idea of using skyscrapers, showing the different levels of buildings similar to a bar chart, and I sort of thought of representing that in like a bowling lane, using, instead of a bowling ball, using a globe to basically knock over the blocks that were symbolising the cities. I wouldn't say it's a sculpture, sculptures tend to stand still, it's more of the idea of getting people involved in it. Using the arrow on the floor, I hope that it would sort of indicate go ahead and, you know, do try it. You're testing people whether they would actually go ahead and knock them over. It took a while, but somebody was daring enough to do it and has tried knocking it over. It has worked, yeah. Creating an actual thing for a gallery space, that was challenging. I've been using different techniques that I've not used before in textiles. Yeah, it was a different approach, completely different. Not something I've tried before.
Well, we wanted to create a story, really. We wanted the audience not to just look at it and realise what it was, but we wanted them to look in awe, you know, just to find out what the story was about for themselves. We developed quite a lot actually in laser cutting, dyeing of plastics, in sculpture as well as textiles with mud rock and plaster. So instead of just using normal techniques that create quite a refined surface texture, we actually researched on how to make it textured, if you will, and we actually collaborated the mud rock with paint and cling film to make it have an earthy texture.
Based on weather maps. So I started off looking at map symbols, but then looking at weather in general and the destructive forces of weather. Because it's meant to be cheery, the music, but the event of it is opposite to that. It kind of gives an eerie feel and a bit of strangeness going on. Something's not right because the tornado's there. And I'm just taking a different take on weather maps. Instead of just doing the type you'd see on the news of the weather, the symbols on the map, I've made it more real, more functional, as if the tornado was actually travelling, and it has picked up all these elements on its travels, and now it's reached this house and it's about to destroy it, but the music kind of gives it an atmosphere as well.
They're explaining to people from outside what they're doing and why they're doing it. So it's a very important opportunity. It's like a rite of passage, really. You know, it's a moment where the students are thrust into the forefront and they're having to account for what they're doing. It's a fantastic grounding into all sorts of creative endeavour. Students who graduate may move into teaching, but they may also work in surface pattern design or in fashion and clothing design or in wrapping paper, for instance, or wallpaper design.
Me personally, I'm hoping to look at surface pattern into interiors and things like that.
Using textile innovations, I'd like to perhaps go into something like soft furnishings or some sort of textile design, maybe for something like Habitat or IKEA.
I want to go into fabric development, creating different sorts of fabrics and print designs.
I wouldn't say I've got one particular thing in mind, you know. I'd like to do a lot and get a lot of experience in my life, really.
So there's that fantastic feeling of achievement and success and a sense of agency that they can take forward, you know, that things are possible, you know, don't have to not do things because it seems like it's going to be a bit difficult.
And I would recommend the course to anyone, really. It's been really good and the staff are really helpful.
But I've really liked learning completely new skills. I think it'll be really beneficial for the future.
My self-esteem and my confidence has grown so much.
Loved it, yeah. Great fun.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased. Yeah, I think I've got quite a lot out of it, really.